Let's talk about Sydney Sweeney and all the drama that's happening to her over the internet through this past weekend and today. Some of you might not even know who Sydney Sweeney is. She is an actress known for playing her role in Euphoria. And Euphoria, we could do a whole separate episode about that entire show and all the goings on of the different characters in that show and whether or not it's a sign of a good society. But let's talk about Sydney Sweeney. She's very, very famous for being this actress, being a beautiful woman who people admire, but took to Instagram to post photos of her and her family for her mother's 60th birthday party. This was a hoedown themed party. Here's one of the pictures that was posted. Now you might look at this and go, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful girl and she's having so much fun with her family. What a great thing that she's decided to share these photos with us. That's what I would have thought. But apparently not, because some people took the time to just do a little quick zoom in on this photo, particularly this man right here, and they recognize that he has a Back the Blue t-shirt, aka Blue Lives Matter, aka I support the police t-shirt on, and it just infuriated them. So much so that they started going through her family's photos, finding them on social media, and trying to find their posts from this party. Here's one here, where her relatives or people attending this party are wearing sort of makeshift, not MAGA hats, but they do say Make 60 Great Again hats. And I imagine this was all made in the theme of this hoedown party. So they find the pictures of her relatives, they find and zoom in on whoever this man is in her photo wearing this Back the Blue t-shirt, and suddenly it's viral all over the internet. People are coming after Sydney Sweeney, saying that she should be canceled for what she's done, that it's so disgusting that she allows her family to have political beliefs like this, and that she allows them to wear this stuff, to engage in this sort of political behavior, and they're just coming at her throat for something that she does not have control over. It is so wild. So she gets all these tweets thrown at her. She's going viral for this stuff. And she ends up taking to Twitter and going, yo, chill the F out, guys. I don't know what you guys are going on about. All I wanted to do was celebrate this momentous occasion of my mom turning 60. I didn't post any personal political beliefs. This was a very innocent party. What are you guys going on about? Much love to you guys and happy birthday to my mom is essentially what she tweeted out to them. And of course, that didn't quell the crowd. Of course, there's people going, okay, Sydney, it's okay. We still support you. It's not your fault of what your family believes, even though it shouldn't matter if her family were Republicans or were people who voted for Trump. But other people were not okay with the responses. Here's some fun ones. We're just going to scroll through the Twitter here and see if we can find out what people were saying. I had some saved earlier. Let's see. Leftist pea brains. Me going back in time to stop Sydney Sweeney from planning her birthday party. I'll have to go and search for the ones that I found. Sydney Sweeney coming out as communist to her right-wing family. But people were coming through and saying, like, how dare you support a white supremacist family? How dare you not hold your family accountable for the views that they have? In you going to this party and being associated with your family members, you are in turn sort of supporting the message that they have, or at least making it seem as though your activism that you do on behalf of other people is performative. Here's some tweets here. Let's use this Sydney Sweeney situation to realize that most of the white folks you lust over are exactly the same. Like, who cares? You know, you're going to have family members who either agree with you or disagree with you politically. That's going to be a constant in your life. Your entire family is not going to agree on every single political front that you have, and that should be okay. To go after somebody for their association to a person who disagrees with you is just wild to me. Wild that just because her family seems to have these political beliefs, may or may not, you don't know, this all falls under the theme of their party, but the fact that people have seen that, they're coming after Sydney Sweeney and attacking her. Like, please make it make sense. You cannot force people in your family to believe something they don't believe. You cannot force them to be a part of an ideology that they do not believe in. And you certainly can't force them not to express their political beliefs as they see fit. And to be upset at an actress, of all people, for just posting pictures of her family in a really benign way and then reading into them in having heat towards her for it is just ridiculous to me. And it just speaks to maybe us being a little too entrenched in celeb culture and in celebs' personal lives that we care that much about what their families believes. But also, it shows the true dogma of being on the left. It is truly an all-in or all-out type of situation where if you don't believe it wholeheartedly, if everybody around you doesn't believe it wholeheartedly, you are no longer in the club. Like, Sydney's made no political statements about like what she believes in regard to this party that she's thrown for her mother. She's not come out and said, I'm so happy to be celebrating my mom's 60th birthday with a bunch of Republicans. All she did was post pictures of her family. And to get so upset about this just really shows how far we've gone when it comes to cancel culture, when it comes to censorship. People like this wholeheartedly believe that right-wing people and Republicans either A, shouldn't exist or should be just shunned from all of society.
Yeah, it's like the thought police are hunting her down and for the great crime of which she's guilty only by association. But for the great crime of what? Having a family member celebrate their party. And it was a parody about turning 60, not anything to do with MAGA, maybe a play off of it at the most. Right. And then a Back the Blue t-shirt. And I think you hit the nail on the head by saying that it is an all-in or all-out ideology. And it makes me wonder too, like, to what degree, first of all, Sydney Sweeney, as far as I know, has never said a conservative thing with her public platform in her life, right? Right. Yeah.
No, not that I know of. Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. So the fact that I think there's this expectation in Hollywood, especially on actors and actresses, to like toe the line. And apparently it's not enough for you to toe the line. You have to not even associate, God forbid, you even associate with someone with the wrong message on their t-shirt or the appearance of the wrong message on their t-shirt, because you are expected. It's like, and I think it comes from this idea that, the right people with the right way to think and the right views occupy all of the positions of power and all of they pull all the levers in big tech, and they write the scripts in Hollywood, and they're controlling academia, and whenever there's any inkling of any that stranglehold that they have sort of crumbling, it's like, oh no, we got to fix that. We got to stamp out any bit of doubt.
How dare
around
you?
It. And so, that's where I think this and the Hunter Schafer stuff, and even we saw with the Bachelor, the Rachel Kirkconnell went to an antebellum themed party, and she had a similar reaction of just utter cancellation for, again, the appearance of something that was out of line with woke orthodoxy, which was really pretty benign.
Yeah, like, y'all need to chill out. Chill out. Even if she came out and said, yo, I support this conservative opinion, there's no reason to jump on her and dog her like this. And it's so interesting because Sydney Sweeney is seen as just being like, this very beautiful, blonde, full-bodied woman, all these things. And all these people who claim to be feminists and stuff are hopping on Instagram, making fun of her body type, saying things like this. Here's one. I, for one, am shocked that Sydney Sweeney, a blonde with huge titties that works on classic cars for fun, has Republican parents. And a lot of people have been hopping on Twitter, calling out her body type, saying she's a bimbo, all this different stuff, but also claim to be feminists who are supporting women and they're fully woke and all this stuff. It's ridiculous. It's funny how your racism starts to show when somebody has a dissident opinion who's black. It's funny when your sexism starts to show when a blonde woman has family members who happen to be on a different side of things. Whether or not we know that or not, let's just assume that they are. Here's another one. Seeing Sydney Sweeney get jumped is beautiful. If you're white and unwilling to completely shame your parents for their conservative views, you're just as complicit and need to be escorted out. 46,000 likes on that tweet. It almost sounds satirical when I'm reading it. I'm like, I cannot believe somebody's actually said this.
Yeah, it seems like the mask is really pulled off whenever stuff like this happens, and you get a free pass to express the most utterly hateful, vitriolic comments towards someone because they're on the wrong side of history or on the wrong side of again the supposed right way to think, and that makes them have a giant target on their back. Right. And you will face none of that scorn will come on you if you say the most utterly hateful. Like, what did Sydney Sweeney do or say that was hateful in any regard? Nothing.
Not a damn
but
thing.
The people on social media and the people going after her, even in the mainstream media, are just calling her the worst things and characterizing her as this evil racist.
Right. It's straight up clownery. That's literally what you're engaging in, is clownery if you are supporting the messages that these people are putting out in regard to this girl. And from what I know about her, she just seems like a very sweet, normal girl. And to attack her for her family's possible views, let's really hone that in. Her family's possible views is what she's being attacked for. It's utterly ridiculous. It's so weird that it's just a commonplace idea that if your family disagrees with you, you should either completely unattach yourselves from them or try to change their views and hold them accountable. Like, she's supposed to hate on her family for believing what they believe or leave them alone. Like, is she not supposed to celebrate her mom's 60th birthday? Are you joking? Like, are you kidding? And in asking that, a lot of people would say, yes, she shouldn't have to show up. She shouldn't support the people who support these sorts of views. How far is your head up your butt? How far?
It's literally like cult-like or religious fundamentalist type behavior.
It is.
Because it's again this extremist black and white. And if your family is a threat to you staying in the ideology, cut off your family. Is basically what they're saying. And the fact that you have a platform, your life is under that much more scrutiny. Here's my question for you, though, is like, if you are in her shoes, I think it was good the way she came out and tweeted like, hey, you guys got to be kidding me on this.
Right.
Which is, I'm totally on board with her first reaction.
Right.
What do you think? I mean, obviously they're not going to forgive her, or, there's not going to be any grace for her from the cancel mob.
No.
So imagine you're not a conservative, whatever. You're just Sydney Sweeney, normal actress in her shoes. How do you react to this situation? What do you hope she does?
I hope she just, all you have to say is, I bear no responsibility in doing anything for my family other than supporting there and being there for them and celebrating my mom's 60th birthday, which is basically what she has said. Mm-hmm. That's all you have to say. You don't have to apologize for your family's beliefs. You don't have to substantiate whether or not you are a conservative or aren't a conservative. There's no outing that needs to be done on your part of things. Just saying, hey, I love my family. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about, but I'm going to continue to love my family. And that's it. To ask for anything else from somebody who you do not know is just ridiculous. To ask that of somebody who you do know is ridiculous. And I think we are just so obviously submerged in celeb culture and submerged in the internet that we think we know these people, we think we're connected to these people, and we think that they owe us something. It's just peak entitlement. Like, this is what peak entitlement looks like. Asking a stranger who you do not know but think you do because you watch them act in a TV show, telling them how they should treat their family, blows my mind.
Yeah, it's wild. And it feels like this is going to be a turning point for her in her life personally and her career, where she can either go the route of bowing to the mob and apologizing and saying, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have, been a part of this, or I'm sorry for the appearances, didn't want to give the appearance of, I know people can be triggered by even the appearance of this and I shouldn't have done it. She could do all that, or she can do what she's doing so far, which is just be like, you guys are crazy. And if she does the former, she will basically lose her voice and lose her individuality. If she holds true to the current path, then she's still got my respect and I'll be rooting for her.
100%. And my last note on this is, I think the more that stuff like this happens and the more ridiculous it gets, the more left-leaning people look at this and go, actually, this is insane. My sister messaged me this morning talking about Sydney Sweeney and going, this stuff is ridiculous. I cannot believe they're coming after her for this. And my sister happens to lean left on most things. So I think people are going to see this and go, you guys are insane. And I don't want to be associated with this anymore. So honestly, bring it on. Bring it on. Keep trying to cancel people for ridiculous things, because reasonable, rational people are going to look at you and go, you are crazy. And also, I'm going to keep watching Euphoria and I'm going to keep supporting Sydney Sweeney. That's it.
Yeah, I can only hope the reasonable, rational people win out this, and that the more crazy stuff like this happen and people like these Twitter trolls expose themselves for the religious fanatics that they are and fundamentalists that they are with this woke religion, that more people will be like, okay, I'm done with this. Let's just go back to normalcy, please.
Bring it on, guys. Bring it on.